SwissBorg is the official partner of my channel where you can buy, sell, hold, and more importantly stake your cryptocurrencies. You can even earn yield on your stablecoins. Sign up with my link and you'll earn up to $100 worth of their native token CHSB just for depositing €50 worth of crypto. SwissBorg. Hello everybody, welcome back. So, to buy the dip or not to buy the dip? You know, that's the question. Bloody FTT caused a, well, you could call it a black swan to an extent. Certainly not looking good for FTT, but it's enough to have brought the market down to an extent. The thing that we can hold on to for the moment is that we're at least back into and above more or less the box of significance. And so this is like the lowest zone of area where I'd consider to be buying the dip. And if we start to close below here, then yeah, we unfortunately will probably most likely go back into a downtrend. Maybe even find a new low on this one. But for the moment, it's not too bad. And the thing we can recognize is that the whole market has done this. Not traditional markets, not Dixie, not none of this. This is exclusive to crypto and all brought about by the FTT token, which is a bit of a pain in the ass. Never mind. So, you know, on black swans, what do we usually do, or what should we do, or when we look back in hindsight, what's the normal thing that we always think, oh, I wish I'd have done that, it was just I was too afraid at the time? It's normally the best thing to do is to take advantage of the dip, especially in a situation where the Dixie currently, is moving further and further down. We've also got death crosses brewing. We've had our death cross on the 4-hourly twice on the exponentials and once on the simples. And if we just move over to the daily, what we're starting to see now is moving averages crossing below shorter term time frames. So we've got the 10 below the 21 and blah blah blah, and it's looking like a consistent continuation of a downtrend. We do have hidden bullish divergence on the daily. Fair enough, it's no big deal. It's no big deal because the analysis that we've brought to the table here is all based on the weekly. And yeah, we do have one single drive of hidden bullish divergence, but it's nothing to worry about. Like I say, the next target is going to be 109.2, but my main destination is this 50 exponential. So the environment, the overall trading environment, is favorable for upside across most I suppose most areas, like equities, commodities, and should be crypto as well. Now, we were saying yesterday about the buy the dip situation is that crypto is weak, generally speaking, despite the sizable moves that you can get from it. So it is, like I say, the last step of everything bounce 2.0 that we're getting. But everything bounce 2.0 is still playing out. So, like I say, the market is favourable. This isn't a black swan that's impacted traditional markets as well, because that would be a lot worse. That would be a real black swan, you know, like the March crash 2020. But it's not like that. This is one exchange, although they be quite a large one, basically being turned on by by all their allies really, and being dumped upon, causing, I suppose, some fear in the overall crypto market. But it's not really a proper black swan situation, is it? It's not really something that should impact anything. It's similar in a way, ever so slightly, to what happened with Luna, but it's also not at all the same. The reason I think that Bitcoin is under threat is that if FTT are short of cash, which they probably aren't, but if they are short of cash and they've got a situation where they need to bail themselves out, they will probably start to sell their Bitcoin rather than their FTT, considering it's 20% down at the moment. The last thing they're going to want to do is probably sell that. But yeah, it's not that it's a huge threat to. Is it even on Binance? Are they taking it off? Is it still there? It's still there. Yeah, so about 18% down. In the last 24 hours. Yeah, it's probably going to keep going down. I imagine that this is being propped up here by the exchange itself, really. So yeah, if they really want to try and save themselves, they might end up dumping Bitcoin. Yeah, but it's not. I don't think it's not in the same league as what happened before. If anything, this is in between the Celsius and 3 arrows sort of thing, and it's also a little bit like that FUD that was spread about KuCoin. I don't know if anyone remembers this, but I called this out as probably a load of rubbish. But the KuCoin token started, or KuCoin themselves started to get a lot of, I suppose, FUD brewing on social media, saying, "Oh, they're going to go insolvent. They're overexposed to Luna, and now they're going down." I was like, it doesn't make sense. You know, exchanges make so much money on a daily basis just from trading fees. I find it very unlikely that they were that exposed that they can't recoup their losses just from a day-to-day, their day-to-day workings of skimming off the top of it. The exchange fees. So I don't really see it too much of a problem. So if there was a gun to my head and say, what are you going to do about it? I'd say let's stick to the charts, really. Let's stick to the charts. So far, we're above. We came into the box of significance. We're getting bought back up. The buyers previously have stepped in quite generously at 20,000. This has brought us down below 20,000. I just don't see it being too much of an issue, to be honest. I really don't see it too much of an issue. So yeah, but still a buy the dip scenario, and that's mostly backed up by the fact that traditional markets are most likely going to continue to go up. Dixie's most likely going to continue to go down, and so that provides like a bit more of an overall favourable trading environment for further upside across all boards, really. So with that in mind, I don't see it as too much of an issue. The Celsius and 3 Arrows thing happened in full swing of a bear market, really. That was a bit of a problem. We are still technically in a bear market, but it's not the same as it was. We're in we'll probably say halfway through a bear market rally at the moment for traditional markets. So with that in mind, I think this is probably going to get bought up, and we will continue on. And then in a couple of weeks from now, we'll look back at this and say, well, that was an opportunity missed. Doesn't mean that you have to throw your life savings in, but if anything, I see this as an area of opportunity, and I personally have bought the dip on this one this morning at this. Like I said, I would if we broke down yesterday. So yesterday I was saying, look, the best thing we could expect would be bounces on any one of these moving averages, 10 exponential, 20, which is the center of the Bollinger Band, or the last place I'll be buying it would be this area. So when I woke up this morning, my usual routine, wake up, stretch, go downstairs, feed the kids, make the coffee, sit down, have a sip, check my phone, and then change my trousers as I saw the size of the red candle. And then once I changed the trousers, I realized it's probably not as bad as it looks. And it doesn't actually look that bad. So far it seems okay. But you've got to keep your ear to the ground in situations like this, because who knows what's going to come next. Like I say, something like FTT is obviously, that's nothing really. It's the exchange, FTX themselves, which is the problem. And it depends on what they decide to do now. Are they going to destroy the market, or are they going to try and keep the market going and accept that they've got to take this one on the chin personally, or are they going to punish everybody else for it? I think it would be their worst, just coming from a business perspective. I think the worst thing they can do is, if they can help it, is to impact the market directly themselves. Because they're running a business here, they want to keep themselves afloat. They need to look after everybody who's within the market. If they become responsible for crashing the market, people are going to flee FTX. The people are not going to want to be associated with that at all, and they will move to any other exchange but that. So just think about it rationally. Unless they are in a real serious amount of financial trouble, which I don't think they are. They're pretty rich. They're loaded, to be honest with you. I don't think we're going to be seeing anything like a Celsius or a 3 Hours or anything of that kind when it comes to this. I think what they've got to do, they've got to suck it up, take it on the chin. If they want to keep their business and their reputation, they've got to try and hold this market together, because the market is in their hands right now, and they will lose a lot of customers, and maybe even then they'll probably go insolvent, really, because without their customers they have no money, and so they need to keep their customers retained. Otherwise that's it. So the world remains in the hands of FTX right now. Right, I'll leave with you there. I'm not worried. I bought this dip. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens over the next few weeks. The same analysis still applies when it comes to the Everything Bounce 2.0, and this is what's going on with Bitcoin at this very moment in time. So don't be too concerned. Whether you choose to or not choose to buy the dip is completely your call. I'm not your financial advisor. I know it feels a little risky, and there's going to be a lot of stuff out there in the in the Twitterverse or whatever we want to call it, with conflicting views on this. But just thinking about it rationally, I think it's reasonable to buy this dip. Right, thanks for watching. Hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.